Today we're covering every single form and variant of Thor from start to finish. From MCU films to comic books. We're not skipping anything. Classic Thor, MCU. The first Thor film hits theaters, and stepping onto the scene, a prince who is the embodiment of arrogance, relying on his Mjolnir, refusing to listen to his father. This Thor is Asgard's greatest warrior, powerful, charismatic, but emotionally, a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. Odin banishes him to Midgard, Earth, as a powerless, ordinary, confused man. As we see in the film, when Thor arrives on Earth, Mjolnir is sitting in the ground. Thor tries with all his might to lift it, and can't. That scene is a perfect summary of Thor, because the Marvel Universe loves to teach lessons. Our teacher, Marvel, says, "Power is not a birthright, it is earned." At this point, Thor hasn't yet reached his full potential. But if you want to know what happens when that arrogance is broken, Ragnarok form, MCU. In this film, Marvel is saying, Thor doesn't actually need Mjolnir. As Tony Stark put it, he spoke like his father. Moving on, Mjolnir is gone here. Hela destroys it. Thor is in a gladiator arena, confused, haircut, a classic everything is taken from me moment. But then, Odin's spirit arrives. He hears a voice. Are you Thor, the god of thunder, or the god of hammers? And in that moment, the scene transforms. His eyes crackle with lightning. Electricity runs down his arm. Think about this transition. Mjolnir was just a tool. The real power was inside Thor all along. Think of it like a musician losing their guitar, but then realizing the voice was always their own. Ragnarok Thor is low-key one of MCU's most peak power energy moments. And this is just the beginning. Stormbreaker Thor, MCU. In Avengers Infinity War, Thanos is collecting all the Infinity Stones. Thor arrives in Wakanda wielding Stormbreaker, a weapon forged in Nidavellir, the last breath of a dwarf master poured into it. You know that scene. The sky tears open, rain and lightning. A god steps through a gate that splits the crowd. And he nearly stops Thanos. The Stormbreaker form is one of the moments MCU Thor is at his most powerful. He can land a blow despite the power of all the Infinity Stones. A literal god-level moment. But that word nearly changes everything, doesn't it? Should have gone for the head. That line remains fans' biggest what-if debate. Depressed/fat Thor, MCU. Avengers Endgame. 5 years have passed. Thanos is dead, but the world lost half its population. And Thor? Thor is in New Asgard, in a fishing village, isolated, disheveled, playing video games, drinking. His physical appearance has changed. Some saw this as comedy material. But let's be honest, this scene is actually saying something very deep. Thor is depressed. In the real sense, his mother died. Asgard was destroyed. His brother died. He couldn't stop Thanos. And when all of that piles up, even a god can break. Marvel is showing something here. Power doesn't prevent pain. Endgame's Thor, even at his lowest point, can still lift Mjolnir. And that moment makes the audience smile while their eyes might well up. Because the still worthy message is saying something else entirely. Is there a more emotional Thor moment than this? Let me know in the comments. Zeus's thunderbolts empowered Thor. In Thor: Love and Thunder, the Zeus scene was legendary in itself. Russell Crowe, the costume, Olympus, a comedy-filled gathering of gods. But the real point is this. Thor gets his hands on Zeus's thunderbolt. And this thunderbolt carries a different kind of energy than Mjolnir or Stormbreaker. Theoretically, Zeus's thunderbolt carries Olympian divine power. If Mjolnir is Asgardian energy, this weapon is Olympian energy. When Thor combines with this power, he carries the strength of two different mythological traditions in one body. Odinforce Thor. Now we're moving to the comic book side. And here, things reach levels that literally affect the universe. The Odinforce, the cosmic energy carried by Asgard's ancient god. And when Thor inherits this power, physical strength, speed, durability, energy manipulation, all increase exponentially. In the comics, this form elevates Thor to a galaxy level, storms that can affect planets, the capacity to manipulate time. The MCU didn't fully show this, but some scenes in Ragnarok and Endgame were early hints of the Odinforce. Those glowing eyes aren't there for nothing. All-Father Thor. Going one step beyond the Odinforce. When Thor becomes the All-Father of Asgard, it's ruler in the full sense of the word. Responsibility and power merge. In the comics, especially the Jason Aaron run, this form represents both Thor's political and cosmic leadership. No longer just a warrior, but a guardian of order. Would we have liked to see this form in the MCU? I'd say yes, but that's a topic for another video. Warrior Madness Thor. Comics. This form stands in a very different place. Warrior Madness. Think of it like the Asgardian berserker state. Uncontrollable rage, limitless power, but at a cost. Thor has no awareness of what he's doing. In the comics, this form represents one of Thor's most dangerous moments. He can even threaten an ally. Did the MCU show anything close to this? The electricity burst in the arena scene in Ragnarok carried some of that energy, but it wasn't as uncontrolled as in the comics. Peak, do not make him angry energy. God Blast Thor. God Blast. The name alone says it all, doesn't it? The attack that occurs when Thor releases the full power within Mjolnir at maximum capacity. In the comics, this technique is a burst of energy that can challenge even Galactus-level entities. Early comics like Thor number 161 laid the groundwork for this technique. Later writers developed it further. We haven't seen anything at this level in the MCU, but the Wakanda entrance in Infinity War is the closest visual reference. Herald of Galactus. Thor. Now things get truly strange. Galactus, the cosmic entity that devours planets, and his heralds are warriors who find energy sources on his behalf. In one What If comic, Thor is depicted as a herald of Galactus, and this brings with it the power cosmic, the cosmic energy of Galactus himself. Thor plus power cosmic equals theoretically one of Marvel's most powerful individual warriors. This is a hypothetical what-if scenario, but thought-provoking, isn't it? Rune King Thor. Stop. Take a breath. Because this form is in a category of its own. Rune King Thor is most likely one of the most powerful versions among comic book Thors. How does he reach this form? Like Odin, he sacrifices his eye. Then he hangs from Yggdrasil, the world tree. He asks himself what he can sacrifice, and he gains runic knowledge. He learns cosmic secrets. Thor Volume 2, number 80 to 85 tells this story, written by Michael Avon Oeming. In this form, Thor can kill immortals, manipulate reality, and rewrite the fundamental rules of existence. The MCU never came close to this level, and honestly, I wonder how they would even tell this story visually.